Okay, good morning. It is an absolutely beautiful day. It's blue sky, sunshine, no clouds, just a slight breeze. But our bodies need to be able to deal with the day so we can maximize the benefit. I always like to start with just getting our bodies settled into the foundation. So if you could just spread your feet, press the toes into the floor, stand a little bit tall. Slightly tuck your pelvis, relax your shoulders, pull the head back. Great. And now take deep breath into the lower back. Your belly will naturally expand, but keep the shoulders relaxed. That's the way. And now please focus on your heart. So we get ourselves connected to our heart, feet, entire body. Relax the shoulders. Great. Okay, so the Saturday morning classes, today we'll be doing first as hip hinging patterns to make sure that their hips are mobile and strong. Then we'll do a series of core strengthening, lunges with bands for our knees, hips, and ankles. And lastly, we'll work on biceps and triceps. All right, now to begin for the feet, again, to set a good foundation. Some people have this piece of equipment, it's called a toe pro. You don't need it, but we're going to work on strengthening the arches and the fascia, the plantar fascia and the Achilles tendon. So you please stand at the wall or at a door frame. If you have a toe pro, it's sloped down to the right. If you do not, just please stand like this on the right foot. Press the toes, hold, and you should feel the arch strengthening as you do that. The purpose here is to activate your feet and particularly strengthen your arches and Achilles. Okay, so right foot first. Press the toes, hold, release, and deliberately work on pressing the big toe down especially. You should feel this not just in the calf muscle, but ideally on the sides of the shins, definitely in the arches of the feet, definitely in the toes. You're gonna take your time and keep the shoulders relaxed again. So here, obviously, the intention is to strengthen and get a foundation before we start loading the system. And build up the endurance of those tissues for all the hiking we'll be doing, like really fun things now. Continue the deep breathing. In our training, we'd also like to maximize the cardiovascular condition. Relax. Okay, good. Now, the people who do not have the toe pro, left foot, just lean forward, press the toes and release. If you have a toe pro, still right foot, but turn it around 180 degrees. So it's sloped down to the inside. And continue, just rock forward, press the toes, especially big toe. Keep the right knee slightly bent. Likely you'll feel this right up into the hip, which is really good because we'd like to create that solid connection, communication path from your feet right up into the hips. And this exercise we're doing will help to build up the strength and the rotation of the ankles for when we're like moving in the garden side to side. If you're playing tennis or basketball, the ankles will tend to stay stable. I know many people, all of us have had probably incidents where we've rolled an ankle in the past, so we'd like to prevent that, obviously. Excellent. Okay, good. And now switch feet again. So the people without the toe pro right foot, the toe pro group, keep the toe pro the same angle, but left foot. And everyone rock forward and back. Press the big toe into the floor. Keep the left knee slightly bent. And again, relax the shoulders and breathe deeply. Here, when we're doing our breathing into the lower back, I'd like to feel that we're expanding the diaphragm in all directions. Rather than just thinking about belly breathing, try to get the full circumference of the diaphragm. And avoid taking the tension into the neck and shoulders. Great. And if you fatigue here, just stop for a moment, walk around, then do a few more reps. Excellent. Okay, toe pro group, turn it around. The other group, switch to the left foot again. So here the toe pros slope down to the inside for the left foot. So everyone please pay attention to the left ankle. Avoid the ankle dropping in toward the floor. So we're building up the plantar fascia to prevent pronation of the ankles. And a lot of people are aware that generally, as people get older, the ankles tend to pronate, that the arches start dropping. So here we're strengthening up the toe and prevent the arches from dropping. That's right, press the big toe, but keep the arch lifted. There you go. Perfect. Okay, excellent. Okay, now one more thing here with the feet. Here, the ankle is heels together, toes out, keep the knees wide like this. And we're just holding that position just for about 10-20 seconds. Again, to align the ankles and arches and to even out the strength and the tension around the ankle joints, Achilles tendon and plantar fascia. So keep the knees out. Engage the glutes and slightly tuck the pelvis, prevent your lower back from arching. That's the way. And just hold, that's it, squeeze the glutes together. If you really squeeze the outsides of the hips, push the knees out, you'll feel your femur, that's the upper leg bone, stabilizing inside the hips, and relax the shoulders again, that's good. And recover. All right, excellent. And just walk around a few steps. Immediately you should notice that your feet feel more grounded, that you have a more stable foundation. Now we're going to just gradually warm up the hips slightly. So keep the feet hip width apart and just let the arms swing quite freely forward and back. And as the arms come back, let the hips again hinge forward and back. Just as if you're going to jump in the air. If you'd like to, come up on the toes. Keep the chin tucked, avoid tipping the head up and down. That's right. And feel the hips traveling back and forth, much like a seesaw action. All right, good. Next, we're going to do the same kind of pattern, but with weights. If you'd like to, in this sequence, you could use a heavier weight, according to your ability. This is a weight swing. So if you have a kettlebell, the grip would be like this, overhand grip. If you have a dumbbell, I would suggest that you interlace the fingers like this. Same action that we just practiced, you'll simply swing the weight in between the legs. It's not like lifting with the arms. Actually, you're driving the power by using the muscles in your buttocks, squeeze the glutes together. This is really critical at the top to protect your spine. You must really firmly engage the glutes. If you do not, the hips will drift forward like that, which will compress the lower back. So think at the top, squeeze the glutes together really firmly, just like a slingshot. Okay, here we go, building up the power of our hips in between the legs and swing. Stand up at the top, but again, engage the glutes to protect yourself from hyperextending. That's the way. And recover. All right, good. Okay, so now we're going to work on external rotation of the shoulders and also the alignment of the hips and knees. It'll be wide stance here, so the legs are wider to the side. The angle of the knees should be the same angle as the toes. So we're going to do a single arm hip hinge, hips back. And here, again, at the low position, the knees and the toes should be pointing the same direction. Be careful of the knees shifting in. All right, here we go. So right arm only. Stand tall, palm face forward. Push the hips back. Keep the weight back, full breath. Inhale, exhale. Engage your glutes and stand. So this time not swinging, just hold the position. Building up the strength of our hips. Engage the glutes to stand. Perfect. Keep the shoulder back. Deep breath. That's the way. Continue. Keep the chest square forward. Be careful of over-rotating the rib cage. That's right. Stay square forward. So you don't want to twist along the spine. Hips and ribs are square forward. Great. Now pull the right shoulder back slightly. And think of the weight. The weight should be traveling vertically between the heels. In some cases, the weight tends to drift forward, so keep the weight back. Okay, good. And again, at the bottom, engage your glutes and stand at the top, squeeze the glutes fully, hips back. Right, here we go. Now, when you get to the top, to initiate the descent, slightly hips back, then let your hips drop and knees flex. If you initiate with a knee bend, you'll feel it in the kneecaps, okay? That we never want to do. So the very initial phase should be hips back, shoulder back, glutes engage. That's it. Keep the shoulder back again, one more. Hold at the bottom. And rest. Beauty. Okay, now left arm. A wide stance. Shoulder back. Hips and shoulders square forward. Keep the weight back. Initiate with a hip hinge. Engage the glutes to stand. At the low position, if you imagine your hips should be about a foot behind your heels. Another factor to consider is the torso. Keep the torso, or you can think, keep the chest facing forward. Sometimes people let the chest kind of drop in toward the floor. So you don't want to like angle your torso down. Rather, keep the chest facing forward. Hips back. Okay, that's perfect. So now we're going to focus on the timing. At the bottom, squeeze the glutes to come to the top. At the top, hips back, hip hinge down. Engage the glutes, that's it. Okay, now right side, left side. Release the right side, left side evenly. At the bottom, engage right side, left side evenly. That's the way. So you should notice that the knees will bend and straighten simultaneously. Keep the shoulder back again. Be careful of rolling the shoulder forward. Your legs should be getting fatigued, that's for sure. Keep the knees out. Here, once you start getting tired, your knees might start drifting in. Make sure your body's centered, so be careful of leaning over to your dominant leg. Perfect. And recover. All right, good. Okay, so next we'll put the weights away, and we're going to go through a series of core strengthening exercises. And I'll demonstrate what a group would do if you were just going to stand, or for those who would like to be on the floor. So the first one is to strengthen the upper back, chest, and with proper core support. The shoulder blades, everybody knows what that are. They're here in the back. You should perform 6 moves: out, in, up, down, upward rotation, downward rotation. So if you could please practice along with me. If you just bring the arms in front like this, and think of keeping the shoulders down, separate the shoulder blades. So in that position, you should feel a stretch across the upper back. And then relax, bring the shoulder blades slightly together, then push away again so you feel that tension. This is where you do your breath cycle. Relax, push away, breathe in, breathe out. So you're lengthening the connective tissues, the muscles and tendons, and strengthening in that position. Now relax. Arms up again. Now we're going to do only one side. Right arm. So reach that arm. So you've lengthened all the connective tissues. Release. Press away. Feel that tension. Breathe. Release. Left arm. Shoulder down. Extend. The shoulder blade is protracted. And relax. Retract. Push away. Lengthen the connective tissues. And release. Perfect. So we'll be doing this one at the wall. Like this, either hands on the wall or on the floor. Secondly, if you could please, all of us, we'll just sit down in a chair for a moment. Here we're working on the psoas, the muscle attaches here up in the upper thigh and up into the in the abdomen, into the lower back. Sit near the front of the chair, hands across the chest like this, and you simply sit really tall and lift the left leg slightly, only about ½ inch off the floor, leg down, right leg lift. Now notice that you're feeling that, likely you're feeling it mostly in your thigh. Rather, what we want to do is work on abs. So if you again take the same position, brace your abdominal muscles, like engage your core, then lift the left leg. Perfect. And so now notice how you're getting support from the abdomen, leg down. That's excellent. Other side, brace the abs. Good. Now lift right foot only ½ inch. Hold. Breathe. Excellent. So that's what should be happening every time you walk. Core engages, glutes engage, and leg lift. Other side. Brace abs first, then lift. Beautiful. Rest. So the next, if you could please get a band. If you have one, if not, you can just move your arms through the same actions. The grip on the band, I love doing this for strengthening the external rotators of the shoulders. It goes like this, overhand, and then wrap. Okay, now it should be stretchy band. If you don't have one, as I said, just use the arms. But the feet slightly wider than hips, pelvis slightly tucked. Inhale, arms up. Now here the purpose is not to get your arms fully overhead. The purpose is to strengthen your core, your abdomen. So as you lift the arms, engage your glutes and keep the ribs pulling down into the body. Prevent your ribs from flaring forward. The back should not arch. That's really good. And rest. Great. And also keep the shoulders down from the ears. If you lift the shoulders up, your arms will get stuck. So just keep the shoulders pulling down. If you have shoulder issues, just reduce your range of motion. Only go part way up for now. Over time, it'll get a lot better. Okay, rest. So now we'll do those 3 exercises together. Those who can be on the floor on hands and knees, the first thing you can do on the floor. And those who come to the floor also, you'll need a band, a stretchy band on the floor. All right, very good. So number 1 exercise, the shoulder blades. So the options are this. You can be like on hands and knees and simply bring shoulder blades together apart like we described earlier, or your arms are up on the wall as we described earlier. We're going to go through a set of 15 reps. The other option is, obviously, you would do this one in a push-up position. And I must say, it's really fun, but it's definitely challenging. This is one that gets even the really strong people. Okay, everybody ready? We're going to start with the 2 arms. So your crawl position, or push-up position, or at the wall. Okay, both hands slightly wider than shoulders, fingers slightly angled out. Okay, take your set position. Now push the floor or the wall away from you. Stay and breathe, full breath. Inhale, exhale, relax. Push away. Inhale, exhale, relax. Try to make this even on the right side, left side. And keep the shoulders down from the ears. If you fatigue, just bring your knees down. Full breath cycle when you feel the tension. This will build up your core support when you're in a stressful environment. You should feel this in the abs and in the upper back. And obviously this will strengthen your arms and shoulders. And recover. Okay, that was fantastic. Rest. Okay, so now we're going to do this on one side. So when people first learn this, they often find it kind of awkward to find that shoulder blade and to kind of make them more independent. But the focus here is we'll do right shoulder blade. So in the same position, the left arm is just stable. Think of right shoulder blade. Push your right hand away from the floor so you feel the shoulder blade goes out to the side. And you should feel tension on the right side, upper back, and then release. Right arm again, and release like that. So let's continue, right arm. Here we go. Again, full breath. Should be feeling your abs. Be careful of arching the lower back, so you might slightly tuck the pelvis. If you fatigue, just stop. Do another rep or two if you can. And rest. Phew, that's so good. Okay, other side. Okay, left arm now working. Shoulder blade away from the spine. Set position. Push the floor all away from you, left arm only. Breathe in, breathe out. The elbows should be straight the entire time here. That's right. Do not let your elbows bend. Okay, again, be careful of the low back, no arching. Keep the shoulder down from the ears. Should be no variation along the spine. The hips are centered all the time. The movement is only from the shoulder blade. Perfect. Don't be surprised, this is very strenuous. This is an excellent way to build up the strength of your shoulders, rotator cuff, along with the core. Okay, did it, rest. That was fantastic. Okay, next exercise will be with the band. So, the band. Okay, so first, the group that's standing, you would just stand with the band as we practiced, wrapped in the hands, the floor group. Also the same grip, like this overhand grip. Overhand grip and hands wrapped. Engage your core. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms up. Now, if If that's too easy with your feet on the floor, then lift the legs. As soon as you do that, you should feel your abdominals engage. Inhale, arms back. Exhale, arms up. Okay, everyone ready? Now we're going to do a full set. We'll do 15 reps. Arms set, legs up if you'd like to. Inhale back. Exhale up. Now keep the chin tucked. Avoid your chin from tipping up to keep the back of the neck nice and long. So here you're training your body and strengthening your abdominals. So even when you're under a stressful environment, your abs will hold your spine in position. So deep breathing into the lower back always. When the arms go overhead, lower back should not arch. That's perfect. At this point, if the shoulders are imbalanced, you might notice one hand goes back further than the other, one arm further than the other. But over time, definitely you'll notice that we improve. I've seen that consistently with people. Make sure you're engaging your core, lower back should not arch again. Watch out for that. Think about keeping the ribs down as your arms go overhead. Just one more. And recover. Okay, perfect. So next, the people who are standing, if you can sit in a chair, and it will be this one where the hands across the chest, engage abs, lift foot just slightly. Okay, so this again, you should feel this in the muscles in the abdomen. The people on the floor, this time the arms will not move, only the legs, and it's quite slow and controlled. So arms are set, legs lifted, and not full excursion, not all the way down, because I find when people do that initially, they just use too much of the hip flexors, and we want to avoid that. We want to make sure we're using the abdominals. So we set the arms, set the legs, and if you just like slight excursion of the leg and hold 6 inches maximum, you'll really feel the abs turn on. Now, if that's too tough for you, instead keep the feet on the floor, straighten the arm, straighten leg. Inhale, exhale, bring the leg back. And again, you'll notice abdominals. Okay, so here we go for a full set. Arms up, legs set as you like. The chair group, just slightly lift the leg. Extend, full breath in, out, leg back. So the arms not moving, the arms are just set. Inhale, exhale. And we're watching, again, protecting the lower back using your abdominals. There should be no variation of your spine as you do this one. In terms of the breathing, again, you're getting the diaphragms activating even under stress. Keep the chin tucked. Be careful of trying to grab on with your neck and shoulders. Okay, excellent. Continue. Full breath cycle. Extend or lift the leg. Hold. Full breath. Inhale, exhale deeply. And if you get fatigued, just put your feet to the floor and simply extend the leg along the floor. Relax the neck and shoulders again. And that's kind of what happens throughout the day, right? You get tired, and then neck and shoulders start getting really tight and cranky. So now we'll build up the core support so that when we're canoeing, our spine will be happy, our shoulders will be happy. One more time each side. And recover. All right, good. Those of you who are on the floor, if you could just roll over toward the right side, come up on the right elbow, bring the left knee forward, and come up on the right arm and left knee. That's really good. Now we're going to come to standing in a lunge. Let's come up, hips to heels, hips up. So you're on both knees, left leg forward, engage your glutes, and up we go. Beauty. Always protecting the spine. Okay, now we're going to do a set of overhead squats in preparation for the lunges. If you have a broomstick, that would be great. If not, then again, we can just use the band. The band grip is just as we practiced, but this time the arms will not move. This time the arms stay in position. So it would be like this, hands wrapped, arms down, wide stance, and you just keep the tension like this pulling out on the band. If you have a broomstick, your options are like this, underhand or overhand, narrow or wide, and you can keep the arms low or up high. To get the strengthening of the full circumference of the hips, if you could take the legs out to the sides, toes are slightly angled out again. So my preference is underhand grip overhead. In that position, you maximize the lengthening of the abdominals. The shoulder blades upwardly rotate. So you're getting the maximum range through the shoulder blades, along with the hip mobility. Now we're going to do this again with a hold at the bottom. This time the action is just more vertical, so set the arms. First, just get really connected to the feet, press the toes down, tuck the pelvis so the back isn't arched. Now let the knees go out in the direction of the toes, but initiate with the hips. Think about your tailbone down in between the heels, and the knees will just naturally bend slightly. Hold at the bottom, full breath, inhale, exhale. Engage the glutes and stand. That's perfect. Keep reaching. That's it. Now, as you do this, there should be no arching of the lower back. And the knees should track in the direction of the toes. Be careful as you come down. You do not want the pelvis to kind of dump under. You know, if you can imagine the dog or the tail between the legs, that should not happen, because that will flex your spine and compress the vertebrae. So you would only go as low as you can by maintaining that neutral spine position. Continue. Now I'm thinking about the knees again. The knees should go in the direction of the toes. Inhale, exhale. If you need to rest a little bit for a rep or two, you just stand at the top, recover. That's it. Okay, now the timing here at the bottom. Engage the glutes, right, left, evenly. Great. So you should notice the knees, they'll flex and extend simultaneously. Often in the beginning, if there are imbalances, you'll notice like one leg will straighten more than the other, different things like that. So over time with our classes, we're evening out that tension. Last one. Excellent. Okay. So now we're going to do a series of lunges, and I must say that I hear this often. People say, oh no, I can't do lunges. And often it's because of the knees or the hips. But basically walking is a lunge. So every time you take a step, you're basically doing a lunge. And here when we accentuate it, it will strengthen your walking and running pattern. We're working on diagonal vectors, opposite hand to foot. So the action is one arm should be in front. So if you don't have a band, you could please hold on to a chair. If you have a band, like I have a J hook, so you can just wrap the band over a J hook. And up here I have, this is a chin up bar. And you wrap the band over the bar. Or a TRX, if you have a TRX, that would work really well. If you do not have those options, instead you'll just hold on to a chair like this in front. The action is a reverse lunge, which means you step back and step forward. Okay, now we're going to do this for our cardiovascular conditioning interval training. So if you have a band, this is important. It should be tight, like you should have a lot of resistance. It should not be really loose. So however you do it, if you have one with handles, you have two handles to hold on to, okay? Great. All right, for the first set, left hand is holding onto your band or chair. If you have a band, pull your elbow really firmly by your side, so you've got a lot of tension before you start. Okay, good. So the feet facing forward. Now right foot, spread the toes, press them to the floor. Step back with the left leg, straighten the left arm. Stay there, inhale, exhale. Engage the right glutes and stand. Hold at the bottom for a breath. Engage the right glutes, pull and stand. Perfect. Just continue. I'm counting a set of 10 repetitions. We're going to do 3 sets of 10. Recover. Okay, now the other side. So when we do the lunges, the front leg should be knee over ankle. Be careful of the knee going forward. That's when you'll get pressure into the knee over ankle. Back foot, toes are pointing forward. Be careful of out toeing. That will weaken the inside of the knee. Toes forward. Also back foot, knee bent, heel up. No hyperextending the back leg. Okay, right arm. Elbow pulled by the side. Really firmly, or you're holding onto the chair. Right leg back. Front leg, knee over ankle. Inhale, exhale, pull, stand. So here, mostly you should feel the left glutes. Relax the shoulder blade, relax the right shoulder blade at the bottom. Left side, engage the glutes to stand every rep. Recover. Okay, fantastic. Okay, second set. Here what we're going to work on is the timing. So as you step back and release, when you come to standing, engage this glute, the supported leg, to pull yourself up. Be careful of pulling the arm too soon. So it should be first glutes and then the pulling action. It's just a split second timing, but if you first pull and then stand, then you'll strain your back. So we're training ourselves how to sequence the muscles properly. Okay, so we're going again, left hand is holding on. The focus here is the sequencing. Elbow by the side, right foot, spread the toes, press them down. Left leg back, straighten the left arm. Right side glutes, then pull. Perfect. Exactly like that. That was really good. It's just a very split second timing difference. And that action, you'll notice how stable you are. If you bypass the glutes, then everything falls apart. Keep the toes pressing down, big toe. That will help you keep the arch lifted. Now be careful of the right knee going in. That's better. Keep the right knee slightly out, but keep the big toe down. Don't roll to the outside of the foot. Excellent. That's the way. You should feel it in the right hip. That's 100% while we're doing this one. Recover. Awesome. Okay, now right hand holding on. Pull back with tension. Left foot, spread the toes, press them down. Make sure the toes are pointing forward, not out. Relax your shoulders down from the ears. Right leg back, straighten the arm. Glutes engaged, pull and stand. That's the way. Hold at the bottom, breathe, hold, that's it. Pull, good. Focus on left glutes and big toe. Now make sure the right foot at the back position, toes should be pointing forward. Better, that's it. Keep the right hip square forward. Don't be surprised your left hip should be getting fatigued. Strengthening that joint. We need strength plus mobility together. Recover. Okay, that was excellent. Okay, now one more set, both sides. This time, let's focus on the pulling action. So what should happen is, when the arm straightens, the shoulder blade goes away from the spine. As you initiate the pull, the shoulder blade comes toward the spine and pulls the arm back. As opposed to this, watch. Often people pull like this. The shoulder blade doesn't do it, just the arm and the shoulder rolls forward. We don't want that one. Shoulder down from there, pull the shoulder blade toward the spine and stop here. You don't want to go too far back, that will roll the shoulder. All right, left arm. Right, so pull back with tension, or you hold onto your chair, left hand. Right foot, spread your toes, press them down. Left leg back, left arm straighten. Hold, breathe. Right side glutes, left shoulder blade pull. Beautiful. A lot of things going on. That's right. So when you do the pulling action, pull the shoulder blade and let your arm come along. Excellent. Okay, stop. Last one here, right side, right arm. Arm pulled in by the side. Left foot, spread your toes. Right leg back, straighten the right arm. Breathe, inhale, exhale. Left glutes engage. Pull the shoulder blade back. That's perfect. Now watch the left knee now. The knee should not go in. Keep the big toe pressing down and use your glutes to stand. Now here I'd like to really release the right shoulder blade at the bottom. Take the tension out. And then pull the shoulder blade back. That's it. And good. Okay, rest everyone. That was fantastic. So that's the way I really like to get our interval training. It's like we do sprints around the track. And the working leg, the strength that you're building, the mobility that you're building, and the cardiovascular part of it. Sorry for the lighting, this is the best we can get. Okay, so next, a band. The rest of our training today, we're going to work on the biceps and triceps. So biceps are here, the muscles in front of the upper arm, triceps at the back. If you have, please either a band, a stretchy band should be really long, or a light weight. If you don't have a weight, you could use a can of soup or a water bottle, just something, even just 1 or 2 pounds. I wouldn't do anything heavy. So you could do something light like this. No, we would like to work on evening out the tension in all directions around our elbows, shoulders, and wrists. So we're going to vary the angles of our hands. I'll demonstrate each time. In terms of the spine, to maintain alignment of the spine, we're creating again the diagonal vectors. So the position is like this. If you have a band, if it's really long, you would stand on it with 1 foot, and the other hand is the working side. If you have a weight, you'll just hold on to the weight. The position of the feet, the foot that's on the band, I'll describe it every time, so don't worry, but the foot that's on the band is forward, the other foot is back, like this. Or if you want to give yourself a challenge, the foot up like this. Okay, so let's start. First, we're going to go through the biceps. The first angle is like this. The palm is facing back behind you. If you have the band, so you stand on it with your left foot, right hand hold on to the band like this, and the curl is this angle. Okay, palm is facing back at the bottom. So you've got overhand grip and then turn. If you have a weight, same concept, you would just hold on like this. I'm going to count 10 reps. And we're going to, as I said, we're going to do a breath cycle with each rep. So you got overhand grip, arm by the side. You can either have the foot, left foot slightly forward or right foot up and curl. Inhale, exhale when you're at maximum position and release. Maximum tension is when you breathe. Recover. Good. Okay, so right foot either forward or stepping on the band. Left hand is holding on. Palm is facing back behind you. Curl, hold at the top. Notice how this action automatically pulls the shoulders down, so it'll help prevent you from lifting the shoulders and creating tension. These are the muscles that need to strengthen actually around your neck and shoulders. Keep the head back. So you shouldn't feel tension into the neck itself. That's perfect. And those of you who golf or play tennis or gardening, you know the torquing through your elbows and shoulders and wrists. This is a great way to even out the tension. Recover, perfect. Okay, next grip is like this. Palm is facing in. So if you have your band, your palm is facing your body, you would do this action. Again, if you have the weight, your palm is facing your body as you lift. Palm in. Okay, so left foot forward or on the band. Right hand holding on, palm facing you, facing your hip. Stand really tall. Curl, hold, breathe, and release. In this action, the wrist should be over the elbow. Be careful of the elbow flaring out to the side too much. And strong wrist. Both, let's say, tennis or golf. You know, the wrist needs to be stable. Use the glutes, that's better. If you're losing your balance, like I said, you can put both feet down, but the left foot should be forward. Stop, switch feet. Right foot forward or on the band, left hand. Again, palm is facing you to the side. Really good. Okay, glutes engage and go. Stand really tall, don't let yourself lean forward. Think about keeping the shoulders slightly back. And keep the head back. Deep breath at the top. Recover, fantastic. Okay, switch feet. Left foot forward or on the band. So this time the palm is facing forward, like this, and then curl like this angle. Again, be careful of the elbow kind of shifting around. I like to keep the fist in front of the elbow just slightly to the side. Right hand is holding on, palm forward. So again, you've got this overhand grip and then reverse grip, that's it. Okay, left foot supporting or left foot forward. Right foot back or up. Stand tall. Don't let your shoulder roll forward. What you should notice is that your abdominals will definitely be engaged. Even though you're kind of thinking about working the upper body, the arms, well, upper body core, absolutely. Rest, perfect. Okay, right foot. So right foot forward or on the band. Left hand, palm facing forward. Stand really tall, glutes engaged. Keep the shoulder back slightly. Breathe at the top. Be careful of the elbow shifting around. Keep the fist, keep the wrist really strong and stiff. You shouldn't be twisting the wrist around at all when we do these. Rest. All right, good. So that was the biceps. Now we're going to work triceps. So we're going to do a pressing action. The grips will be the same, and the position of the legs will be the same, but the action is pushing up overhead. Now, for some of you, if you've got issues with your shoulders, I would skip the band and just go through the patterns, and you don't have to overextend. You shouldn't feel discomfort. It should be challenging, but not like uncomfortable. Okay, so left foot, and here the first one goes like this. You have overhand grip, so you're holding on like this, and then bring the hand in like this, turn your hand like this. Oh, so palm is facing back. So here, if you have your weight, the palm is facing behind you, and then you press overhead at the top. At the top, still palm is facing back, so the shoulder is maximally internally rotated. So we're going to go from maximum internal to maximum external rotation as we go through these. All right, left foot on the band or forward, right hand holding, bring the hand in front of the shoulder, push up. Palm is facing back. Keep a firm grip, even with the baby finger. Perfect. All right, switch feet. Right foot either forward or on the band. Okay, left hand is holding on. Palm facing behind you. That's it. That's the way. And at the top, still keep the shoulder rotated so palm is facing back. Recover. Okay, switch feet, left foot forward or on the band. This time the palm is facing in like this toward your face, you could say. And at the top, still the palm should be facing in toward you. You got that? So right hand holding, left foot supporting. Keep that tension on the baby finger side of your hand, even out the tension across the wrist. Here, be careful again of the elbow flaring to the side. Recover, that was fantastic. Switch feet. So right foot supporting, left hand hold on. Palm is facing you. So when you start out, your palm is facing your face. And then press. Oh, shoulder down from the ear. See how it gets stuck? If you lift with the shoulder blade up, then you impinge the rotator cuff. So you're not going to be able to lift. And that's a big factor in why the shoulders break down. Those rotator cuffs pulling and discomfort. It's basically, if you lift the shoulder blade too soon, impinge the rotator cuff, force the arm up, and that overextends the tissues. So here, we're training shoulder down. As you press, that's perfect. All right, excellent. Okay, this is the last two sets. Left foot, either forward or on the band. Now this time the palm of the hand is facing forward, so the elbow will be slightly to the side, okay? Palm is forward and press overhead. Left foot, right hand hold on. So first, if you have a band, you take overhand grip, and then when you bring the arm up, it's pulling on the baby finger side of your hand. Yeah, like that, that's right. Now keep the wrist straight, that was perfect. Recover, switch feet. Now, with regards to your spine, all these different angles we've done, all the core support you're building. So when you go out there and go canoeing for hours, you're being in good condition. Okay, ready? So right foot, either forward or on the band. Left hand is holding on. Palm up, palm is facing forward. Press. As we did earlier, shoulder down from the ear. Better. And recover. Okay, my friends, now we're ready for the fun of the day. So see you on Monday when we do our upper body strength training. Well, today we did a lot of upper body strength training. Enjoy yourself. I'm Uttara, and please send me an email if you're interested in joining classes or if you'd like to do an individual session. Bye, everybody. Have fun.